Let's talk about how to choose the right architect for your project in Ghana. Now that you already understand the value of hiring an architect and what exactly architects do. Because if you get this decision wrong when building in Ghana, brace for impact. Once that relationship starts, everything else follows. Your design, your budget, your construction experience, even how stressful the project becomes. So stick with me to the end, because I'm going to be breaking this down in 8 clear strategies to help you choose the right architect. And I've got something valuable to give away at the end. Start by reviewing their portfolio. That's important. It gives you a sense of their range and experience. But once that impresses you, don't stop there. Nice renders, clean finishes, modern aesthetics, they can look very convincing, but they are only part of the story and often the best case version of a project. Before cost constraints, construction realities, and time come into play. A portfolio made up mostly of renders and drawings may show strong design and presentation skills, but it can also suggest limited experience in delivering built projects. So depending on your project, that may be fine, but at the very least, ask to see photos or videos of completed work. Better still, if possible, visit a built project. That's the only way to truly evaluate how the design holds up, how it looks, feels, and performs, especially after people have actually lived in it. Because a good architect is not just producing images, they are making decisions that must hold up in real life. Don't choose based on what looks good alone. Choose based on what performs over time. Beyond visuals, this is where real fit comes from. Architects are by nature quite opinionated, I must say, and approaches can vary significantly across the profession. From design philosophy to style, to materials, to spatial thinking. Some lean towards bold, expressive designs. Others focus on calm, practical spaces that support everyday life, and everything in between. The issue is not which is better. The real question is whether the approach aligns with what you want. Because if there's no alignment from the start, you may find yourself constantly adjusting the design to fit you, instead of it naturally fitting from the beginning. The right architect doesn't just match your taste, they match your mindset. From the very first meeting, pay close attention to how they engage with you. Are they trying to understand you, or are they just trying to impress you? A good architect will spend more time asking questions than giving answers early on, because their primary responsibility is to design for you, and that starts with understanding you properly. If they don't listen well at the beginning, the design will feel misaligned later. Understand their process. Ask them to walk you through it step by step. Now let's get practical. One of the clearest markers of professionalism is structure. You can assess this by asking them to explain how they run a project from start to finish, not vaguely, not generally, step by step. Because a clear process is what keeps your project stable when things become uncertain. And trust me, they will. In Ghana, timelines shift, site conditions change, and unexpected issues come up. You need someone who brings structure into that environment. A well-defined process is not a luxury, it's what keeps your project under control. Know exactly who you're hiring. This is where it gets a bit sensitive, but it's very important. In Ghana, the title architect is a legal designation. It applies only to individuals who are duly registered and in good standing with the Architects Registration Council and are members of the Ghana Institute of Architects. So when choosing an architect, confirm that they are indeed registered, because this has real implications. A qualified architect operates within a professional system, standards, accountability, and legal protection if things go wrong. Now, yes, there are talented designers outside that system. Young graduates, technicians, draftsmen who can deliver good work. But the difference is not just in output, it's in responsibility. You're not just choosing design ability, you're choosing the level of accountability behind it. At some point, every project meets reality, and that reality is budget. A good architect doesn't treat budget as an afterthought. They engage with it early. They guide decisions so you don't end up designing something you can't build. In Ghana, for some reason, many people either avoid stating their budget or genuinely don't know. Either way, a good architect should help you establish a realistic range and work within it, because the real success of a project is not how impressive it looks on paper, it's how well it comes together on site. A good design is not just beautiful, it's realistic and buildable. Now let's talk about fees properly. The issue is not whether an architect is cheap or expensive. The real question is how they carry their value. Strong professionals don't guess their fees and they don't adjust them casually. They operate from a clear, defined position because their process, service, and outcomes are already structured. So when you discuss fees, what you're really observing is their level of clarity and professional confidence. And remember, minimum professional fees are guided by the Ghana Institute of Architects. So if someone is significantly below that threshold, it often points to one of three things: a reduced level of service, undercutting of professional standards, or a lack of confidence in their value. Either ways, it's a red flag. Don't focus on the number, pay attention to the conviction behind it. Now, I'll be breaking down how architectural fees actually work in Ghana in another video. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Your architect is someone you'll be working with for a significant period, anywhere from several months to a few years. So beyond everything else, there has to be a solid working relationship. At minimum, mutual respect. At best, strong rapport. You should be able to communicate clearly, ask questions freely, and trust the direction you are being guided in. Because the best projects don't come from control, they come from collaboration. The right architect is not just a service provider, they are a partner in your project. Choosing an architect is not about finding the most impressive portfolio, it's about finding the right alignment between how they think, how they work, and what you need. When that alignment is right, your project becomes smoother, clearer, more predictable, and ultimately more successful. When it's wrong, you may spend the entire project or even years after trying to correct it. Now, if you found this helpful, share it with someone who might need it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because I'll be breaking down the building process in Ghana step by step so you can approach your project the right way. Now let me know in the comments if you have any questions, suggestions, or topics you'd like me to cover next. Let's steer the trajectory of this channel together. And if you've made it this far, I truly appreciate you. I'm offering a free 15-minute consultation to help you bring clarity to your project at whatever stage you're in. No pressure, no strings attached. Just follow the link below and let's make it happen. And with that said, it's bye from me for now. Until the next one, cheers.